variety of brakes from pick your teams and pick your players to random teams and drafted teams, mixers, and more. We built this app with the collector in mind, with features like scheduled drop times, custom notification settings, and earn rewards on purchases, among other things. And we want to be a one-stop shop for collectors, which is why we've added services like PSA grading and eBay consignment straight from brakes. We are a PSA authorized dealer and offer grading services from value to walkthrough. All you need to do is fill out the form on our website within 24 hours of a brake completing, and we will take care of the rest. All submissions for brakes come with a review and wipe down of your card, and you won't be charged anything until we get your card back from PSA. eBay consignment is a similar process where you will need to fill out a form on our site within 24 hours of a brake completing for any cards you'd like to submit. All cards will be listed next business day for a 5-day auction starting at 99 cents. And after the sale, you'll have the option to be paid out via check, PayPal goods, or brake credit. The links for these services will be in the description of every brake. If you have any questions about how the app or how our brakes work, feel free to message us on your preferred social platform. Or jump in the chat of one of our brakes and the brake host can help walk you through it.
What's happening, ladies and gents? Happy Friday.
It's that time again.
This is a streak. I think we got a good streak going on.
We do. Is this four
This
weeks in a row?
might be a month in a row, yeah. Yeah, and we've had some pretty good conversations every single month, so we're going to keep it rolling here
I
today.
agree. Maddie Light is in the house. What's up, Maddie? There's no prize for the first comment.
No, Maddie wasn't even the first comment. Or Maddie was the first comment.
But there's great appreciation.
Ben's car is checked out the free spot.
Oh, Ben's cards. All right.
The fastest finger on the Real Sports Cards app, some say.
It's a test. It's a test every time.
These guys should be using them every single time to try to get
practice?
a free practice
Practice.
Yep.
How quick can I get my team?
Yeah, because then when a desirable break pops up, they've got the practice in.
Yep. Exactly. So, who else is here and hanging out with us this morning? We do have a little bit of a shorter time window today. We have a meeting at 10 o'clock that we've got to be able to bounce for. So we'll keep everything within the constraints of our time limit here. We actually got a couple of meetings today.
Yeah.
We got a meeting at 10 o'clock with the software company that's been, that we've been working with on the software design for the app.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the software changes we need to make the app more easily white labelable and brandable for other dealers.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that meeting today. And then we've got a meeting with some students at Bethel University here in town who are working on a couple of different projects for us. So it's nice. We got a relationship with the marketing department there. So when we have marketing projects, their professors like their students to work on some actual real world stuff. And so we get a little bit of free marketing out of it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
I'm pretty sure. So I went to the University of Minnesota. We did the same sort of thing for my senior capstone. And I'm almost positive the company that we worked on is no longer in business.
Doesn't bode well. It was your fault.
It might have been. No.
It was your fault that they're not in business anymore.
I don't know. I've got to look them up. It was Bite Squad. Do you remember Bite Squad at all?
I don't remember Bite Squad.
They were one of the first kind of companies in there, but then competing at the same time with Uber Eats and DoorDash and these other food delivery services.
And your marketing plan that you gave them just didn't work.
I don't remember what we recommended to
Epic
them, but
failure.
if they implemented it, it did not work. DoorDash obviously did the right thing.
Philippe is in the house.
Philippe!
All right. You got 2 minutes to talk about your Guardians.
I don't need to talk about them.
How happy you are right now.
All I will say is I watched about 2 hours worth of 20-second clips from that game. And it was two 20-second clips, and I just had them on repeat.
I was at the restaurant last night with the family doing dinner and saw that Aaron Judge home run and then saw the Stanton home run. I'm like, oh, Emil's crying inside right now.
Yeah, I was in, Jen and I were cooking dinner, and I had it on my phone, just playing, and I was like, okay, Class A's in, like, let's go. Judge hits the home run. I'm immediately sad. Then Giancarlo hits the home run. I turned my phone off, actually. I turned it off. I was like, okay, we're going to do this. 10, 15 minutes later, I turned it back on to watch the end. And obviously, I was really glad I did. I was able to catch both home runs.
Nice. Now, let's talk about dinner last night.
Okay, yeah.
So, yesterday, I walk into Emil's office as he's on the phone with Jenna, and they're talking about, like, oh, you know, what kind of steaks do you want? Because she's going to go get steaks. They're going to do steaks last night because they're living the baller lifestyle. And Emil asked me a question about steaks, and I'm like, you got to get these Wagyu skirt steaks that they sell at Costco, of all places. Costco Wagyu skirt steaks. And so legit, I knew Laura was already planning on going over to Costco for something else.
Yep.
And so I called Laura. I'm like, hey, can you pick up some skirt steaks for Emil and drop them off at the shop? How did it go?
They went amazing. They were actually super, super good. Yeah, threw them in the cast iron, crisp them up on both sides, butter, some garlic, some rosemary. Ooh, yeah, it was good. It's actually what I got for lunch today, too.
It's fantastic.
I didn't realize it was like a big, like, long thing, so we each had more than plenty, and I got plenty of leftovers, too. It's awesome.
So good. And those steaks are fantastic. I was having this conversation with Tom, actually, yesterday about Costco. Apparently, yesterday was Costco day.
I guess.
Having this conversation with him, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, I've never been to Costco before. I'm like, you've never been? You know, he's like, no, like we used to have like a Sam's Club membership, but it just seemed like a big cheap Walmart. And I'm like, dude, the food and the produce and the meat, everything at Costco is no joke.
Yeah.
Like, quality stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a Costco membership, but at least now I can rely on.
Yeah.
I can call Ryan. I can call Laura up every week.
Yeah, hey, can you get me this from Costco? Get your own membership.
I might have to. The free samples pay for themselves.
Right. That's why Amberly likes to go.
When I was a kid, my parents had a Costco membership. When I was younger, like I would always make sure I went on our Sunday Costco runs just to get lunch.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Exactly. Chris Roberts is in the house. Who else is hanging out this morning?
Yeah, it's even better, Maddie. I have a Ryan Holland membership in more ways than one. Probably too many ways, some would say.
Do you get rewards points at Costco? Maybe I get the rewards.
Seriously. You want to talk about the Guardians more or what?
No, we're done. You had your 2 minutes of...
I will say I saw something really cool that I screenshotted just in terms of prospecting and international signings and stuff like that. Let me pull this up. So Brian Rocchio and Yankensi Noel, I just saw this tweet I follow the Guardians Perspective Twitter account, which is all the prospect news. Brian Rocchio and Yankensi Noel were both signed as part of the Cleveland Guardians 2017 international free agent class as 16-year-olds. Rocchio out of Venezuela signed for $400K, while Noel out of the Dominican Republic signed for $100K.
2016.
2017.
Or 2017.
Yep.
7 years.
Isn't that crazy?
7 years. So you think about, like...
Look at Yankensi Noel in that picture.
Wow. But, so, let's talk about Bowman Chrome. Right?
Yeah.
2024 Bowman Chrome. Like, crazy good class. In the respect that it is loaded with teenage position players.
Yep.
It could be 7 years.
Yeah, I don't think guys realize. Yeah, you have to really realize how long it takes these guys to develop. Like, they're only 16 years old. They're literally signing at 16.
Like, if you are hardcore prospecting, 7 years is forever.
Correct.
It's forever.
Yep. Yeah, now these dudes are in the American League Championship Series putting on... Like, Rocchio's been playing really well. I was not a Rocchio believer, but he's been playing really well in the postseason, besides one drop pop-up.
It's kind of wild.
It is crazy, yeah.
Because I feel like we were spoiled there for a couple of years with, like, Vlad and
Soto
Tatis and
especially.
Soto
Yep.
and all these young guys, Acuna, all these young guys who popped in like 2 to 3 years.
For sure. Yeah.
Right? Because Acuna was 17, Bowman,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Popped in 19.
Yep.
Right?
Well, popped
Or
in
18. Popped in, so he's 17, Bowman pops in 18.
Yeah.
Soto was 16,
Yep.
popped in 18.
Yep.
Tatis and Vlad were 16, popped in 19.
Yep.
You're talking like 1 to 3 year windows.
Yeah, I mean, Soto was 20 when he won that World Series with the Nationals.
Right.
He couldn't even drink after the game. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right. So you have these 1 to 3 year windows on Bowman prospects,
Mm-hmm.
which just made the Bowman market go absolutely bonkers.
Yep.
Right? Because now all of a sudden that position in a young prospect paid off hugely
Mm-hmm.
in a really, really short window.
Yep.
And now we're back to normal, I feel like 7 years probably more of a normal window.
For sure.
Right? These guys get signed when they're 16,
play a year or two in the DSL.
and then they're 21, 22, 23
Yep.
by the time they break in to the majors.
Yep.
These guys aren't coming fresh out of college playing college level baseball like ready to jump in a major league rotation or
Mhm.
ready to, hit, off speed pitches.
Yep.
So
It's crazy.
now the Bowman market's kind of settled back out. We've seen a few years of Bowman prospects where it's just taking a little bit longer,
Mhm.
with exception maybe of draft,
Yep.
because these again are the college guys.
Yeah, these guys
They're
are already
21.
21, 22, 23.
They're
yeah.
already 21, 22 years old. They're already at that stage. But these international guys that always get loaded into Bowman Chrome, they got 4 more years to go.
Yep. Yes.
So
Yeah, it really makes you want to look back at some of the, like, I know we've had conversations about 21 Bowman Chrome in specific. Like,
yes,
supposed to be the most loaded Bowman class. You had Luis Rodriguez, you had Wilman Diaz, Christian Hernandez,
Carlos
Carlos
Colmenares.
Colmenares, yeah, Miguel Blais, like all these guys. And none of them have performed to what their expectations were.
right. And at this stage, that product is 3 years old.
Yep.
And if you base it off of 16, 17, 18, 19, these guys have failed.
Massively, yeah.
They're failed.
Yep.
If you base it off of before that, and like looking at how old they are,
Mm-hmm.
like there's still time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying any of these guys have played well lately. Like Luis
Right.
Rodriguez actually got released by the Dodgers this year, so he's obviously out. But some of these guys still are 20 years old and are working their way through the minor league system. Like all it takes is a breakout year. Like Kenzie Noel, I guess he played really well through the minors, but Brian Rocchio, like these guys, some of these guys just need the time to develop, step up, and then have a breakout year, and that could be in the majors.
I mean, is there a chance that something like 2021 Bowman Chrome is a buy at the cheap prices that it's at?
Very well could
I mean,
be.
because it's less than half, right?
Oh, by far, yeah.
Less than half the cost of 2024 Bowman,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's almost.
So
Yep.
that might be a fun rip.
There is Ezekiel Tovar is in that as well, which
and he's good.
I mean,
he's
his
a really
first
good
moment
player.
sell great. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a stud. So there are a couple guys that have made names for themselves, but
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to think. Like I saw that, I was like,
Granted,
oh my goodness.
there's not a lot of help from the 2021 rookie class
Yeah, not a ton.
in Bowman Chrome.
Unfortunately, not a ton.
Ryan Mountcastle might be the best to come out of 2021.
No.
Tariq Skubal.
Was he 2021?
I'm
No.
pretty sure he was 2021 with Casey Mize. He didn't get any love.
No, he was.
Wasn't
Tariq
he?
Skubal's first moment was 2021.
No, rookie.
Oh, let me look.
I think he was a 2021 rookie.
Let's look at Bowman Chrome Autos here. Bowman Chrome rookie autos. You've got Andres Jimenez. Andres Jimenez might be the best one.
Oh no.
Andrew Vaughn, no. Mize.
Mize.
Not really. Jazz. You got Jazz. Jazz is the biggest one for
stud,
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Kelnick's had a little bit of a rebound. So, I mean, this is a really short rookie auto checklist. There's
It's
only 15 guys.
guys.
I'm pretty sure Skubal was in Topps Chrome, though. I'm pretty sure this was his rookie year. Are you're just want to prove me wrong?
No, I just don't remember. He was 21.
Yes. See, I just remember him being like the second Tigers pitcher
Yeah, for sure.
behind Casey Mize, because all the hype was Casey Mize.
All 100%.
All of it. Like
Yep.
he was getting like almost Paul Skeens level hype.
Yeah, I mean, number 1 overall draft pick.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
almost a no-brainer
And
of
so
a pick.
and so Scooble was kind of, along the wayside.
Right. Yep,
Right.
exactly. Now, Chris Arozarena was 2020. I know that
As a
because,
rookie.
like, we brought
He
back...
was like a 6-year rookie though, remember? It felt like, why did it feel like Arozarena was a rookie for 3 years?
Yeah, I think he definitely had some rookies in 21, too. Because he had it with the Cardinals right away in 2020, but then he had update as the Rays in 2020 as well. Yeah, I don't know. Maddie, I'll never listen to Ryan.
Yeah.
Not too much, at least. Brian Hayes is 2021.
I mean, the 2021 rookie class was the greatest rookie class we had seen in years. It was like
Alex Kirilloff.
It was like 14 people deep.
Yeah, it was
Nolan
really deep.
Gorman.
Yep. Yeah, Nick
Alec
Madrigal.
Baum.
Oh, Baum. And
Baum is a
he's
stud.
played great, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was a big class.
Yep. At least there have been, because that class looked like a complete and total bomb. But now looking back on it, there are some gems.
A year, 2 years ago, like
2 years
their
ago.
sophomore years
Yeah, it was like,
was
what happened to these guys?
it was literally like Mountcastle, who hit like 240 with 30 home runs. You're
Yeah.
like, well, he was the best rookie
Yeah.
from 2021.
Yeah, probably by far.
Everybody else was like, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
So, Maddie asked, what's the best Kakawell card that I've pulled? So, I opened a case for myself. I did a few box wars, things like that.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think that I hit any big cards, but I can tell you that my favorite cards were Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain, absolutely my favorite Kakawell cards. I hit some cool Looney Tunes mashups.
Yeah, some of those are sweet. I like those.
I hit some cool Lord of the Rings comic book covers, like magazine covers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I hit one green out of 20, and it was the chick from Green Lantern, which is like the worst of all DC movies.
Green Lantern is?
Yeah, Green Lantern's pitiful.
What was the one that just came out that was really bad? That people hated? Or maybe that was the Joker. The Joker 2.
Well, that just came out, and I
Yeah.
think that bombed a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, a lot of the recent DC movies have been kind of like Black Adam. And
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Like, yeah.
I don't think I've watched any of them. I watched the Dark
Not
Knight
super
Returns.
great. Yeah.
I watched the Dark Knight trilogy. But
What was the one that Upper Deck did the product on?
Eternals? Yeah.
Eternals, that was pretty pitiful.
Yeah, and then that product came out 2 years after the show
Eternals
already bombed.
might be Marvel.
That is Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Eternals
that's Upper
is
Deck license.
So there's pitiful Marvel and DC movies.
There's probably just a lot of bad movies out there. That's why I don't watch them. I skip the bad ones.
Yeah. Jake asked, hasn't heard much on the roadmap for Uncommon for a bit. How's the app development going? So we talked a little bit about a meeting that we have here at 10 o'clock where we're going to dig into some architecture changes. These are really not going to affect collectors a ton, but we are doing some architecture changes on the back end to make the app a little bit more easily white labelable. Currently as we license the app software to other dealers, we're just making copies or different instances of that software. And we want to change that architecture so they can all live in the same infrastructure, which makes it easier to launch new pieces. So that's a big thing that we've got going on. It's not quite as much collector facing. Some of the collector things that are coming, Apple Pay. I'm really, really excited about Apple Pay coming. As you guys know, we don't store any payment methods. We don't store your PayPal login information. We don't store your credit cards, however you guys pay. We just made the data security decision to not store any of that info. And Apple Pay is going to be a really, really great solution for people to use their already saved payment methods in their phone as a quick payment method. So
Apple Pay and Google Pay.
it's just Apple Pay first.
Yep.
So we'll be launching first with Apple Pay, and then we anticipate Google Play coming behind it.
After that, yep.
So that's just kind of a ease of use thing that's coming. Trying to think, what else do we have on the? We're gonna tweak personal boxes. So if you guys have seen, we have been selling and testing and playing with selling personal boxes during our break shifts. We've definitely had a lot of people asking for this, asking for personal boxes. One of the things that we have to change to make personal boxes a little bit better is we want to make, currently when we go live within an event, it ends all of the sales and transactions. Now, technically, it really doesn't matter because by the time we go live, the break's full. But we need the capability to go live within an event and have the boxes and the personal boxes remain for sale in that event. So that's something that we've got to tweak. We're working on a shipping integration.
Yep.
That's going to be a nice upgrade, and eventually result in you guys being able to see tracking numbers in your order history as well. So that'll be a nice integration. We are still testing it, but we've really quietly rolled out international shipping. We really haven't announced it, but it's out there. So if you're international and you want to play with that, give it a try. Instead of using the Ship My Cards, you could give that a try. But we're just kind of letting that sit for right now to see exactly how that works. So there are some, there's things that we're continuing to check off. We have a meeting at 11 o'clock with some marketing students at local university, Bethel University, who are working on some market research around achievement features in other apps and things like that. So we're actually going to get a report out today on some of the achievement features that they found in other types of apps and things like that have been successful and impactful in the market. So those are a handful of the things that are kind of on the checklist right now.
Yep.
In the near term.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Autofill with Apple Pay and then eventually Google Pay, like autofill should be a non-issue after that, I would think.
Yeah, I think that's going to make rolling out Apple Pay and Google Pay is going to make that the optimal way to do your checkout.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So as long as you have your address stored in your account, then using a already saved payment method is going to be the fastest way.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Good. What other questions do you guys have?
We've got about 30 minutes left.
Yeah, we got 30 minutes. We are on a firm schedule today because of the meetings that we have at 10 and 11. But it's an open field. So, the update, Topps Update Baseball.
Yep.
Has been kind of awesome.
It's been really good, actually.
It has been
super good.
Really good.
Yep.
I'm not, I haven't drawn any conclusions. It really appears that they made less.
Yeah.
From a number of standpoints. Feels like, relic autos and kind of those extra, more difficult to hit autographs are popping more frequently than we've seen in past releases. We're also seeing a big gauge that I use for Topps Update is how many parallels, vintage stock or better you get in a case.
Yep.
So vintage stock is out of 99. Then you've got Independence Day,
black,
and then you've got black, and then you've got Father's Day, blue, Mother's Day pink, camo.
Yep.
And for Series 1 and Series 2, it really seems like you get like 2 per case.
Yeah.
Historically, we're seeing like 4, 5, and 6 per case.
Right.
For update with the same size checklist, which tells me that they either changed from blasters to hobby to jumbo and more heavily weighted those in jumbo, which is a possibility, or they made significantly less product.
Yeah, even in hobby, I know we haven't broken any hobby yet, but just from what I'm hearing out of the store is people are getting autos like significantly more out of hobbies than ever before.
The frequency of autos in hobby boxes is way up.
Yep.
The frequency of extra hits.
Massive. Like, it never used to be a thing.
Correct.
Yep.
Never used to be a thing. Like, we're seeing boxes that have an extra auto, or hobby boxes that have an auto and a relic, or I saw a jumbo box that had 2 autos and 3 relics.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the extra,
that helps.
it's almost like, okay, they did the hit checklist and then they decided to scale back production.
Right.
So now they have a whole bunch of extra hits, and so the hits are popping more frequently in updates. So that's pretty awesome.
It's been really good.
And then you combine that with the rookie chase being, obviously, Skeens is massive chase.
Yep.
The ROI on these big rookie spots,
it's crazy,
is really, really good.
Yeah. I'm surprised some of you guys have been sleeping on some of the big names because they've been hitting like crazy, and they've been
even the inserts. Like, we sold like the black gold insert Skeens selling for over $20.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The mysticals selling really well.
Yep.
Like, so even without hitting numbered parallels or an auto or things like that, the fact that so much of it is sellable really, really helps for ROI. All the Series 2 short print guys now have their true flagship rookies, which makes the Orioles really interesting. The Brewers, the Padres, the Rangers, really interesting. And then obviously the other guys, rookie debut guys, Ellie,
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto. I mean, it's a pretty jacked checklist for updates. So we're gonna keep rocking those breaks. Those have been a lot of fun. We don't have an unlimited amount of that product, and it has gone through the roof, guys. So we're gonna hold our pricing at this point, probably until we're out of product. But that probably means we're not restocking at the current prices.
Yeah, we won't be able to.
So, so grab your update while you can. We're gonna keep Cosmic popping too. Cosmic has been fantastic.
Yeah, we've been crushing those pick your parallel breaks. Those have been a blast.
Yeah, I mean, I love the pick your parallel break as a format, probably better than any other pick your format.
Yep.
Because every spot retains a Skeens chase.
Yep.
Every spot retains a Jackson Holiday chase. Every spot retains a Jackson Churio chase.
Yep.
It's not like, a random team break, or even a drafted team break where you feel like you lost a little bit by not getting the big team right out of the gates before the break even happens. So I love the random color or random parallel breaks.
We've been having fun with those.
I think they're fantastic.
Yep. So Joe asked, with Skeens being an update, what rookies would be the big chases in Series 1? I think the big one that comes to mind right away for me is James Wood.
Yeah.
Because he debuted this year, didn't have anything else. I know there's a bunch of other dudes I'm forgetting. But
Yeah,
I
there's
just
a bunch
don't
of
know.
guys. I just haven't really paid that close of attention to.
Yeah. I mean, Skeens was obviously the big one that performed the best, that got into update. But I know James Wood. I mean, Dylan Cruz and James Wood.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. I think that's a good one to look into.
I think those two guys will be the headliners, Dylan Cruz and James Wood. I don't think Brooks Lee.
It doesn't help that they're the same team.
Yeah, I don't think Brooks Lee had any rookies this year, so he'll be a Series 1 guy. I'm trying to think of like AL Central guys that debuted that I know of. But yeah, those three, but James Wood and Dylan Cruz, the top two for sure.
Yep.
So, young Kenzie Noel, Big Christmas. He'll be the main chase at this point without a plan.
The main chase.
I don't know of any other. I know there's a few other top prospects that kind of got called up just barely at the end of the year. Some of those September call-ups, but I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But usually all those September call-up guys will be in Series 1 for the most part.
Yep.
So,
Mike Molesky asked, he says he really likes the eBay listing service. When do we do payouts? Great question. I know a lot of times it's fun to see your card sell, and then you're like, oh, sweet, it's sold, and start waiting on that payout. We do have to wait for payment, so that is one thing that can affect the timeline for payouts is when we get paid. Cards that go to eBay authentication have to pass eBay authentication before we can do the payout.
Before we get paid out.
Before we get paid out to do the payout. Yep. Right, correct. So those are kind of the two variables that affect the payouts. Outside of that, we're paying things out within like 24 hours of stuff getting paid. Mm-hmm. So we're paying people out every day on that stuff as it's getting paid and as we're getting paid post eBay authentication. So, yep.
Yeah, no, John's been busy every single morning. I see him coming in. His listing cards.
The eBay sales have been going up and up and up and up and up every month. Yep. Every month it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It includes the fees that we charge include the eBay fees, and that makes it huge because even at the lowest payout level, it's costing you, for the cheaper cards, it's costing you 6% of say $20, which is, what is that, $1.20?
Yeah.
It's costing you $1.20 to not have to do the work to take the scans, take the pictures, list it on eBay yourself.
Have them sell, package them, ship them, stay within the shipping windows so that you don't get punished. All of those kinds of things, worry about it getting lost in the mail, all that kind of fun stuff. Like, on a $20 card, that extra 6% costs you $1.20 to not have to do all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's really, advantageous for people who hit cards that they, don't particularly care about. Yep.
I mean, staying liquid in this hobby is one of the big goals, right? It's like, man, I got to keep my dollars, turning over from products and cards that I don't really care about so I can keep putting them back in, chasing the stuff that I like.
Yep.
So.
Yep. For those of you guys that have not used it yet, definitely in the Real Sports Cards app, you can scroll up to the top. It's a live video right now if you swipe to the side. One of them is going to be eBay consignment. One of them is going to be PSA grading. You can submit to both of those services for a card hit directly from a break that was hit that day. So.
Yeah. And pretty soon, we haven't set a date for this yet. Pretty soon we're going to open it up for you guys to send in your inventory as well, not just cards from breaks. So if that's something that you're interested in, reach out to us and have a conversation with us. We're probably just going to do it on a case-by-case basis initially to see how it goes. But we are planning to open up consignment to people who want to send cards in. Mike Liberty asked about Wisconsin. Wisconsin breaks and cards are eligible for consignment as well. So
PSA.
And PSA, yes. So you can absolutely submit cards hit in Wisconsin breaks for consignment.
Yep. So any single break, any single card hit on the Real Sports Cards app.
Yeah.
Eligible for both of them.
Yeah. Should we talk about Wemby sales?
Yeah,
so a couple
people asking about
that. So I haven't run the final numbers on the stakeholder breaks yet. We did have some guys in the shop that did 2 cases, as like we did their own stakeholder break here in the shop for 2 cases. So, a little less than 20 grand, and their sales came in at like $16K. So I think they're gonna like 16.8 plus. Minus fees.
Yep.
I think they're going to come in at like 75, 80%. But they didn't hit any monster cards.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, these are just kind of average boxes that came in at 75, 80%. Yep. I haven't, like I said, run the numbers and seen like everything's got to get paid, everything like that. So
authentication especially.
Yeah, and the eBay authentication. I haven't run the numbers on the on the stakeholder breaks
Yeah.
yet, but then we had guys do 4 more. The same guys
Yep.
did 4 more in here, and they're probably going to make 50%
Yep.
because they hit a big card.
Yep.
They hit a Wemby debut patch auto, really nice patch, 5 of 5.
I think some of these guys were live watching when
The
that was
debut
happening.
jersey. Yeah, we streamed that live. We streamed that live in the shop, so that video is actually still out there. You
Yep.
could actually go back and watch that.
Yep.
They're probably going to make 10 to 20 grand
Yep.
on that buy. So, yeah, I mean the Wembanyama stuff overall. I mean, yeah. So don't let social media. This is a perfect example of not letting social media make your decisions for you, because social media is totally wrong. All the whiners and crybabies on Mercury are just totally wrong from an ROI standpoint. Is the best ROI product of the year, period.
Yeah. In terms of limited downside and massive upside.
I mean, you're talking comparing to like Flawless, where you can literally hit $100 RPA
Yep.
in an $8,000 box.
Correct. Yep.
Like the like you're talking about getting like 5% back
Yep.
as the floor on Flawless
Mm-hmm.
with a good ceiling. But the reality is
There's way more flawless produced.
there's way more Flawless produced. You know, they're missing players. You can't get the best players.
Yep.
And so the ceiling is rather limited. There's certainly no Wemby ceiling. You know, Wemby RPA, you know, Logo Man ceiling. There's
Debut game
nothing
Warren.
like that. And
Talk
so
about
when
that.
you talk about Flawless, like nobody cries about Flawless.
Yeah.
Every year,
Yeah.
every year people go crazy. Flawless and NT.
What do you mean though? Fanatics is ruining the hobby.
Your floor is 5% on those products, and the floor on Wemby, you know, looks on this Mercury product looks like it's like 60%.
It's crazy. It is. It's crazy.
So
The game use, like you see a lot of the people talking about, oh well, this card's not even selling for, this RPA is dropping, it's gonna crash, like. Reality is there's only X amount of game use debut game RPAs that Wemby's gonna have.
Yep.
That we've talked about, like, are those a buy right now?
Yep.
If they drop a little bit, like they're gonna dry up. I don't know. It's really interesting. Plus all the other upside with the duels and the LeBron Wemby auto and
Yep.
all sorts of superfractors and the logo man. It is actually insane.
I mean, we think the 505 debut patch RPA is probably a $30,000 card.
Yep.
That's big.
Yeah.
That pays for 4 boxes of Mercury
Correct. Yeah.
when you hit that card.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we've already seen a few $20,000 card sales on some of those RPAs.
yeah, I mean, we saw there were 2 out of 5 non-debut RPAs that did 17 and 21,000.
Yep.
Non-debut game.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, 30 is probably really reasonable for that card. I don't know. As a collector, ROI, so I just look at it math wise. I thought it was a win.
Yeah.
Thought it was a win.
Yep.
So what else we got coming?
Next week is a little bit of a lighter week in terms of big baseball releases specifically.
Which is good, because then we can just hammer update and Cosmic Heart.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, we need it. It feels like we had back weeks there with Topps releases. We got Stadium Club Chrome Soccer, which is always an amazing release. Stadium Club anything is always fun. I think we've got Leaf Metal Baseball, so we'll have a little bit of that. And Impeccable Soccer.
Impeccable Soccer.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
And then right around the corner, Ginter Baseball.
Yeah, it's coming up the week after that.
Ginter Baseball's coming.
And the Mystery Pumpkin Smash.
Oh, the Mystery Pumpkins. All right, should we reveal some more details
I think
here?
we can reveal some more
All right.
details on it. We have
Guys,
the teaser up.
The teaser is up. Mystery Pumpkin Smash-a-thon is going to be an absolute blast. All right, so we are selling. First of all, we went out and we bought 250 pumpkins.
Like actual real pumpkins.
Actual real pumpkins. 250 of them. When I talked to the farmer, I'm like, I need 250 pumpkins. He kind of looked at me weird. He's like, what? And then I was like, and, you know, is there any way you can come, like, get them afterwards, because we're going to smash them all, and I need to be able to dispose of 250 smashed pumpkins. And he was like, even more like, what are you doing? So we bought 250 pumpkins to do the Mystery Pumpkin Smash-a-thon. We kind of played with this a little bit for Easter. We did the mystery eggs. I don't know if you guys remember the mystery eggs, and they were $199. We loaded them up with different things, singles, memorabilia, wax, that kind of stuff, in these mystery eggs. And honestly, they sold out so fast. Like, we were like, wow, we should have made way more eggs, because we had people coming into the store, and we didn't even sell them on the app. We didn't even sell them online.
That was just,
we didn't even offer them to the app to you guys. It was literally just a store. They sold out so fast. We had people coming in all weekend, like, do you have any more eggs? We were out of eggs. So we decided to go. That's the greatest joke I've ever seen. Oh my gourd. I'm gonna use that. During
Maddie, you're gonna regret
during
saying
the
that.
Smash-a-thon. So we are loading these pumpkins with prizes. Now, we're not actually putting the prizes in the real pumpkins. We will be using redemptions. So we'll be putting redemption cards that say what the prize is in the pumpkin.
So the prize is safe.
So that the prize is safe. So that your, you know, Peyton Manning autograph isn't covered
Smashed
in
up.
pumpkin guts.
Yep.
And smashed up. But what we're going to do, we're going to drop these pumpkins for sale, $199 a pumpkin. We're going to drop them Tuesday night, the 29th.
Yep. 10 p.m. Central.
10 p.m. Central. So that'll be our nighttime drop on Tuesday, the 29th. Go turn on your notifications for that break. Make sure your notifications are turned on for that break specifically, so that you get that drop notification for sure. And then the redemptions will all be things that we have in hand, so you don't have to wait 10 years to get the items. They are all items that we have in hand, ready to ship. And we're going to drop those. We are going to live stream the entire event. So whether you are local and you want to come and smash your own pumpkin, or you are not local on the app and want to buy a pumpkin, have us smash it for you to reveal your prize, we are going to be live streaming the whole thing. It's going to be an absolute blast, smashing these pumpkins or revealing these prizes. We've been working on building this out. Like, it's legit. There are going to be a lot of double ups, triple ups on that $199 value. That being said, there is a floor of $100. There are going to be a handful of $100 items. We're trying to put really, really cool $100 items. So if you get a $100 item for $199, I mean, you guys do breaks. You know how this works. We're trying to make it a really, really cool one. And hopefully one with upside too. But the floor is $100. The ceiling is what? 900, I think.
Yep.
Ceiling is 900, floor is 100.
Yep.
And we are going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be sick.
So,
It's going to be sick.
We are looking forward to this. Live stream. We want you guys, if you're local, we want you to come and hang out, smash your own pumpkins. I honestly believe that when people start to see these pumpkins get smashed, assuming they don't snap fill and sell out right away, I know there are going to be people who are like, maybe I want to see some pumpkins smashed before I buy in. I think once people start seeing these things get smashed, they're going to go.
Yep.
It is going to be pick your pumpkin, so the pumpkins are going to be numbered 1 through 250. So you're actually going to be able to control your own fate by choosing the number of pumpkin that you want to be smashed. There may be, it's going to be a totally random, but you might have a little bit of superstition and strategy around that. Watching what somebody else gets out of pumpkin 77 to see if you want pumpkin 78. Who knows? Will be a completely blind process for us. But we're gonna have a blast with that.
I'm pumped.
There will be 5 trick pumpkins.
Yep.
And 5 treat pumpkins.
And the treat pumpkins are sick.
The treat pumpkins are kind of amazing.
Yeah, those are going to be your $900 value.
Those are the big ones.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah, those are the big ones. And then there are 5 trick pumpkins. The caveat with the trick pumpkins is you are guaranteed $199 value. It's just gonna be some stuff that we need to get rid of at the shop. You're gonna get your $199 value.
Yep.
But it might be some overstock kind of stuff. So we had to throw some trick pumpkins in there.
Yep, trick or treat.
That was actually one of your guys' ideas.
Yeah.
It was like, you guys should do some trick pumpkins and some treat pumpkins.
Yep.
We're like, that sounds sweet.
Yep.
Let's do that.
So 10 out of the 250.
Yep. So, and thank goodness, the farmer is coming back on Thursday, the next day, to scoop up with his skid steer and scoop up all of the smushed pumpkins.
We broke 5 pumpkins just for some promo video stuff the other day. I cannot imagine what 250 smashed pumpkins in a pile looks like. That's an epic amount of pumpkins.
It's going to be a mountain. I'm going to have to bring a change of clothes. I'm jumping in the pumpkin pile. Think about it. Like, I mean, come on.
Big pile.
You never jumped in a leaf pile as a kid?
No, 100%.
This is going to be like a mountain of smooshed pumpkins.
Yeah, it's going to be gross. It's going to be awesome, though.
It is going to be a mountain of smooshed pumpkins.
Are you going to go swim through it?
I think we should all jump in it, quite frankly.
Jump in. Wait, you have your Halloween costume already, right?
I do have my Halloween costume.
I've got to figure
I don't know if I can do that. I might have to get a different one.
Yeah,
I can't be all pumpkin-y.
Yeah.
Because that's the Halloween costume I have to wear with the family. Because we
Correct.
have a family-themed Halloween. So I can't wear that one for pumpkin smashing, I don't think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So maybe we need to do a costumes.
Yeah.
You know,
If you guys have any costume
shop
ideas?
run. We can just run to the costume Halloween store.
Spirit.
Yeah. And
Spirit
we
Halloween.
can get some costumes.
Yeah.
And if you show up to break your own pumpkin, because you're local, you for sure, like, here it is, significant peer pressure to show up in costume.
Correct.
Significant peer pressure to show up in costume if you come and break your own pumpkins.
Yep.
Just saying.
Get in the Halloween spirit.
Yes.
It's the night before Halloween.
Yep. So, honestly, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So, we'll see. We'll see how fast we can sell out 250 mystery pumpkins.
Good one, Jake. That was not a funny joke. That one hurt a little bit. What a jerk.
That's great.
That's funny. I'm excited. I mean, that's coming up here. We got a couple weeks. Not even.
Yeah, week and a half. It's on. The pumpkins deliver to my house next Friday so that we can have a carvathon.
Yeah, a little bonfire.
We have to have a carvathon before we can have a smash-a-thon. So we're going to have a little bonfire. Any local people want to come over? We should pick a date. Let's pick a date and invite everybody over.
Yeah.
We'll do a bonfire at the house.
Sunday, maybe.
Yeah, we'll do a bonfire at the house. Maybe some apple cider bourbon cocktails. Little pumpkin carvathon.
Yep.
And hang out.
Yep.
Invite everybody over.
Yep.
All right, we'll pick a date. It'll be fun.
We'll get everyone over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Down East has a new cider that's a pumpkin spice apple cider.
Yeah. Yeah, see,
I
I
had
feel
it
like
once,
you.
it
I
was
feel like
so
you have to
good.
do like a hot cider with bourbon.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Hot cider with bourbon, and quite frankly, we should have hot cider at the pumpkin smash-a-thon.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. Just write that down.
Write that down. Let's go get one of those big. You know those big coffee pots that churches always have.
Yeah.
Let's go get one of those
Okay.
and do like a massive thing of apple cider.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yep, and then we won't put bourbon in it, but we can have bourbon on the side.
Maybe we can get a whole bunch of pumpkin pies too. Or if someone wants to take the smashed pumpkins and make pie while we're smashing them and then come back.
I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have pumpkins growing out there next year in the back of the shop.
For sure, the seeds are just
we
chilling there.
didn't get all the seeds. We're for sure gonna have pumpkins growing behind the shop.
Perfect.
Where we did
We
our
won't,
little.
we
video.
won't need the farm for next year's Smash-a-thon.
Yeah, we will have some smashing implements. Sledgehammer.
Yep.
So if you wanna, you can do the old-fashioned pumpkin above the head and smash it. But there are some other implements. We'll be dropping a video showing some of the options for smashing your pumpkin pretty soon.
Shortly.
Yeah,
Yep.
we got a little video for you. So, right on. Well, that brings us right up to the 10 o'clock mark. As we mentioned earlier, we do have a 10 a.m. meeting. We've got to be sharp on that meeting. So, again, appreciate you guys as always. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. There are breaks dropping in 3 minutes. So let's have some fun, ripping some more update and other product today and this weekend. We will see y'all soon.
Thanks, guys.